Well, here we'll see what do we mean by content child. Likewise, the view child, right? Likewise, the view child, you can access this local reference. You can access this local reference in the respective component by means of at view child. You can access this local reference in the respective component by means of view child, right? But there is one another scenario, right? So I have created this content child, right? And content projection is there. Content projection means to this component I am going to set some data, right? I am going to set some data. Let me show you. Let me go here, right? And here we have written app view child, and similarly I would be having one more row, and into that row I would be having app content child. So here I would be having app content child. Now into this app content child I am projecting some content, right? Into this I am projecting some content, and that would be one input box. Here you can say input type is equals to text, right? And something like this. And into this I would be having hash fees. Hash fees. Remember that this view content child is a parent for this folder, right? Parent for all the components inside this folder. So this hash fees is as it is available as a view child into this TypeScript class, into this TypeScript class. So that hash view child is available as it is into this, what you can say, view content child component TypeScript class. But I want access of that fees into this content child component. So what is happening is that, see here you have one parent component. To that parent component you have one component you have written, and into that component you are projecting some content. Content projection means into that component you are writing some, what you can say, input box, buttons, whatever it is, another elements, HTML elements, and one of the HTML element would be marked with the local reference. If you can see this, right? If you can see this, one of that is marked with the local reference. So this fees is as it is available inside, what you can say, view content child component, because it is local reference for this component, right? But I want to access into this over here. So in that case, if you want to access that input box, right, if you want to access that input box, you can use it by means of, see here, again that would be fees of type element ref, fees of type element ref, right? And here you don't need to attach at view child. View child means that is available in the template of its own, right? Its own, but this is available in the content being projected. That's why here you are going to have content child with the name, what you can say, fees, here with the name fees, right? With the name fees, you need to import that as a content child. Likewise, right, instead of double quotes it is saying that kindly use single quotes. Likewise, content child fees, right? So here you are going to have, what you can say, ng content. You are going to collect that, ng content right here. Content is going to projected over here. Whatever that input box will come, that will come over here, and here we can have one page division, and into this page division you would be writing this over here, right? And into this you can have one more input, sorry, I can have input type is equals to button, input type is equals to button. On the click of this I am going to, what you can say, uppercase the data. I am going to make it upper would be the function, right? Make it upper would be the function, and I'm going to uppercase whatever content is going to come over here. That text fields content I'm going to make upper. So let me copy this and let me paste it over here, and here you can say this dot fees dot native element dot value value dot to upper case, right? Dot to upper case. So you are going to call to uppercase on this function, and we are going to assign it to same thing, right? Is equals to this, is equals to this. So this dot fees dot net element dot value is equal to self uppercase. So output you should see something like this, Android, and say okay. So this is a content being projected, and that content is having one local reference. That local reference you want to access in the respective component, and that's why you have attached at content child, at view child in own template, at content child in the content being projected. There you will find this feeds as a local reference. So view child and the content child are two things that you need to know, right? See, all these are very extremely details of the Angular 2.0. You might not need in your project, but you should know, right? That's why I'm covering all this. Fine. Next topic, I'm going to start with the directives, right? Very important topic, directives.